Hey guys, I just want to give you an update for the last trade that was closed on NateBear's one ticker payouts, also known as Profit Surge Trader. I think Profit Surge Trader is the name of the service, and one ticker payouts is the name of the strategy, or vice versa. It's very confusing. Anyway, when I say one ticker payouts, I also mean Profit Surge Trader. It's the same thing. And so, before I start though, I want to quickly give a heads up to thetatraders.com. A link will be in the description below. If you're looking to make consistent passive profits just using some simple options, just selling some options for premium, this is definitely the best service I've ever found for the price. You can start off on different tiers, like the $197 every quarter, which is pretty much nothing. You can get the 0 DTE SPX alerts, the put credit spread alerts, and the 3-month SPY alerts. You can also get to know the people in the group, get to know Lance. He often just jumps on calls with people, even when they just come in on the quarterly subscription, which is the lowest tier. Some of these other ones are really, really fantastic. The top tier is really, it's called Lifetime, but it's Inner Circle Lifetime, so it includes absolutely everything that Lance does. It's phenomenal. I've been making consistent money. I actually just paid off my car, my brand new car, which was I think it was about $35,000. So not a fancy car or anything like that, but I just paid it off just using the money from the trades in the crude oil stuff and the weekly future puts and some of these other things. In this, basically, you get one-on-one coaching with Lance when you need it, so you can really schedule calls with him whenever. And there's some really good gold trades as well where we're selling gold. So this is probably the best value for money that I've ever seen, and I've been doing this for 10 years now, looking at, or more, probably like 13 years now, but definitely check it out. We do payment plans as well, which is unusual and probably to our detriment, but we do payment plans for a lot of these systems as well. We also have a big announcement coming very soon where we're going to do a small account challenge, so keep an eye out for that. I think you'll be surprised at how fun that will be. So yeah, the other thing, just a quick mention, I'll leave a link in the description for you to join my Stock Alerts Reviewed Facebook group. This is fantastic. There's over 7,000 members and you can ask questions about things. I post in here a lot of stuff, but people can ask about Algo Pro. We do polls and things, so one poll that's going to be relevant to today's video is this one, right? So it's subscribers to NateBear's Profit Surge Trader service. Have you found the service to be valuable and or made money using it? You can elaborate in the comments. I verify for troll profiles. So 98% of people said yes. The 2% is actually one guy who didn't know what to click and wanted to see the poll results, and nobody clicked the other one, which was no. And so he clicked no to be able to see the poll results. So basically it's 100%. And then you can go in and read the comments from all these different people and see what you think, if it's something you'd like to join. It's my favorite service at the moment, and it's basically really simple service. It's run by Nate Bear. He turned 37,000 into $2.7 million and then basically retired. So, but he's come back the last couple of years. He took 2 years off and now he's back. And so I'll leave a link in the description to go and check out his full review. This one is one where I've called it one ticker payouts. It includes some different stuff from my usual one, but the full track record and full subscriber review is actually inside here, so you have to go in and click on here. You can also just buy the winning trades with the 365 money back guarantee right here, and if you click on that link, it takes you to the one ticker payouts. It's currently $179. They've actually reduced the price. They won't go lower than this from what I can tell, because this is already they're losing money significantly. This is for one full year of weekly alerts. Each week you basically get a trade plan, so it's a live stream around noon on a Monday, noon Eastern time, and you can see here, and the next one is March 18th, which is tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern time, and you get Nate basically talking live about what he's going to do, and he sends out the email alerts, and they also appear in the dashboard for what he's going to do. There's always one main ticker, that's why it's called one ticker payouts, and so there'll be one ticker for that month which has had a surprise earnings win and is grinding up slowly, and I'll elaborate a little bit in the video later on about that. But we're going in and out of that ticker every Monday. But on top of that, there's also some really good bonus trades that he also throws in there. So this isn't really one trade a week, even though it's kind of billed like that. So it's one main trade, one main ticker per week. But you'll often find other kind of bonus trades. So typically one or two he'll add in there as well. And so you'll often get 3 trades a week, but you can choose just to do the one ticker payouts, which is usually what I do. I just choose that main theme. So it's been PLTR has been the main earnings winner for the whole month of March. And so far, the first two were winners, and the third one is currently down, but it's not down that much. So hopefully it'll make a comeback and be a winner before the end of the month. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about today is a couple of things. One, the success rate has been phenomenal, but I do want to show you the last trade, which was a bonus trade, COF. And then I do want to talk briefly about a losing trade that he had, which he held for quite a while. And because there are losers, but they're far and few between. And this is the first one that I've spotted, which is like, okay, that was a losing trade. I should probably make sure that this record is, as accurate as possible, and I'm not just cherry picking winners. So I wanted to show you kind of that as well. And so all the trades are in the feed inside the dashboard. Usually this is where he would be live. So on a Monday at noon, he would be talking about this stuff. They'd pop up here, the trade alerts. With the trade plan, often they include things like this, like charts, PLTR type of charts. And he also sends it out via email. And apparently there's an app or something as well, but I'm not sure if it works because I haven't tried to use it or anything. Anyway, I wanted to talk about COF. So back in, let's see, March 4th, I think it was. So you can see all these have been winners. So on March 4th, he did quite a lot. He closed a couple, and he added some PLTR stuff. And then he did a SAM bonus trade. And SAM is his new program, and basically it scans for squeezies and trends, and it's basically his strategy all in a box ready to go for you, which is really cool. They sell that separately, but you can get his bonus trades that he finds on just using Profit Surge Trader. So probably value for money, probably Profit Surge Trader is worth it, just because you don't really, unless you really want to be doing a lot of your own fishing. So he kind of teaches you to fish, shows you some of these bonus trades, which what COF is. And then if you want, you could buy the program SAM. It's fairly expensive though, because it's quite a sophisticated tool. And so you could check that out as well if you want. I've done a review, and I'll leave a link in the description for people interested in checking that out. Anyway, what happened with COF? That is the big question. So he basically said on March 4th that SAM is a bonus trade. Well, it's a bonus trade from the SAM program. BTO is buy to open, and I'm going to explain this a little bit more carefully than usual, because I know there's a lot of new people that have joined the service, and sometimes things that I take for granted maybe they don't know. So BTO is buy to open. Now, because you can also sell to open, that's what Theta Traders does. So buy to open means buy, just buy one, and in brackets is the number of contracts. He is just doing demos in this, so he's not taking 100 contracts or anything like that. Here's buy to open one. COF is the ticker, and this is the expiration date, 5/17th, so May 17th. $145 call, that's the strike price, and that's the current price that he bought it at. Now, one key with all of these things that I've noticed is usually you don't want to rush in. You want to wait for a pullback. It nearly always pulls back and you get a better price. And I think the people that chase it up after the alert comes out, or try to even get the same price as him, you can start with like a small position if you wanted, like at his price, but I found it's much better to wait until it comes down quite a bit. I've gotten in 30% below him fairly regularly, so definitely worth waiting. Anyway, so these are screenshots from the dashboard. This is so he said this is a SAM A+ setup. So SAM, that program that does basically where he finds his trades. A+ is the best it gets, obviously. And we're going to use the next earnings date to protect our trade by buying calls after the next scheduled earnings date. This will ensure that the premium stays elevated in the option. And so this is one thing that you've got to remember when you're trading options, is as the option time goes on, as days go by and weeks go by, the premium decays from theta decay, which you can utilize in, like I said, Theta Traders, we actually utilize theta for our benefit, but if you're buying options, it goes against you. So what happens though often, and I think this is kind of cool, is that as earnings dates approach, often the premium will start to go up just because of basically the volatility. So options have several Greek factors. If you know much about options, then you'll know about theta and you'll know about delta, and you should also know about the IV, the volatility. If you don't, then I would suggest Googling it, looking up a YouTube video. I've had a lot of questions recently about this type of thing, so it's definitely, before you take trades with this stuff, it's best to go away and learn that, so you've got some control over your own destiny, right? Your own way of managing these trades. Because a lot of people don't realize that like the options will go down even if the price stays like the same, or they could go up even though the underlying stock stays the same. So you gotta have a bit of knowledge before you join the service. There is some coaching in there, but you can also just learn it by yourself pretty easy. Anyway, I like how he did this, and then it took till March 13th. This was the closing alert, so he basically sent out a closing alert plus 20%. Sold to close is SDC, COF is the ticker, 517 again is the strike expiration, and this is the strike price at 550. So you basically went from 450 to 550. Again, $1 per contract. He says he's taking the base hit here on COF as it makes new highs for the move. Now this is something I like about Nate, is he's not greedy. So this was March 4th where my cursor is and where this blue cross is. He basically got into this trade here and he was only in it for 10 days. And as soon as it made this move up to highs, right here, he took his profits. Now it was wise because this fell all the way back down straight away. This is a 1 hour chart, so this is, you know, a quick sell-off. So he definitely made the right choice from going from here to here. If we zoom out on this chart, we can kind of see what it looks like a little bit more. So you can see that it's a pretty volatile chart. So if you get a big spike like this, it's probably best to take your profits. And I think he timed this pretty well from what I can see. You can see if you look at the chart for all the way back until February here, like we were making new highs. Like this candle's wick, it did sort of wick up to around the same price as where Knight sold over here. But as we start going further out, say like 1 month, you can see this is all-time highs for, well, not all-time, but local recent highs. I don't know if it's all-time highs. We can keep zooming out and see. But you can see that often they'll have this type of like mess. So I think he timed that really well to get out. Let's see if it was all-time highs. And go to 5-year chart and see. Just curious. No, not all-time highs, but not that far off, right? So, you know, the last size was 170, and that was in 2020, almost 2022, so nearly 2 years ago. So you can see right here, if we go back to the daily chart, so 1 day, you can see this little E right here. That's for the earnings, so you can see that the profit surge is was from back here, so it was been running up ever since. And this is the run up that we tend to play in Profit Surge Trader. It happens more times than not. It doesn't always happen that quickly though, so you can see there's kind of a bad earnings here, and that was the risk, right? There's still been a slight grind up, but it's not been particularly strong. So good earnings, surprise earning, big gap up, and it continues to run. And this ran for like 2 months. And so the idea with Profit Surge Trader is we're taking advantage of these types of this type of strategy, which is really cool. So yeah, I would sign up for this if you're not already a member. I think this is the best deal, like they say up the top here. You get some more like bonuses and things, but you really are buying the alert service. So if I go to my main post here, so I'll also put a link to the main post here. I try and keep a track record of all the different trades I do, and he does. You'll have to scroll down through a lot of stuff to get to it. In videos like this one, but also just like screenshots as well. It varies depending on my mood. Here's a good example again, I bring this up over and over, is he can, basically this is an hourly chart. You know, he alerts here. There's often like buyers come in because there's thousands of members in his system, but then people will scalp it and they'll take profits and it'll start to sell off. And you know, I'll often draw in trend lines for myself. I highly recommend, if you're doing any of these services, that you're able to actually do some basic technical analysis yourself, so you can help guide your own decisions as well. as use his due diligence on things. And so this was a great trade, and it hit my my resistance or support here. I actually got in around here, and it boomed straight up. So that's really good. So yeah, so definitely check that out. I'll try and add this video. I'm not the best at keeping up with this, but you can see I'm putting like dates and trying to put everything in here. Oh, and then before I forget, I wanted to go through the losing trade really quickly. So he did recently have a small losing trade on BABA. There aren't that many losing trades. When they appear, I try and catch them because I don't want people to think that I'm just like cherry picking the winners and showing all the positive trades, because I'm not. So here was one on BABA. He took a 1/3 position size. He likes to scale into trades, especially if there's earnings, and he did mention that there are like earnings on this, basically on February 6th. So this was a little bit before. He took a 1/3 size. This was a risky trade though, because you generally don't want to hold through earnings, right? It's usually a rule that most people follow. February 6th though, he said BABA calls are green here, up about 25%. If I'd been in this trade, I'd have taken the profits, because he then says they have earnings tomorrow before they open. So if you're still holding these like I am, just be aware that BABA could be up or down really big tomorrow, and if you're the one who prefers the bird in the hand, take the money. I'd have taken the money. I wasn't in this trade. I don't know why, but I wasn't. Anyway, February 9th, so 3 days later, he's actually, obviously, it's sold off, and it's basically starting to fall. So he adds, but he knew he was going to because he was holding through earnings, so 1/3 size. Adds in, averaging in for Nate usually works, but in this case it didn't recover quickly enough. I ended up selling an average of 0.88 at 0.6, so not a huge loss, like that's what, 20% or something. 10% would be 8.8, 20, so that'd be about 20% loss. And so he closed BABA, and he says, I've been in BABA for a long time. So from February 6th to March 15th, that is quite a long time for him, over a month, and it can't seem to get anything going, so I'll likely come back to this at some point. This was a DPL open house trade from 2023, not a PSU one. Interesting. So, yeah. So, I guess he's done with BABA. We can take a quick look at the BABA chart and see what happened with that really quick. Let's see if we go to BABA. It's just that interesting. I'm not going to fully analyze this or anything. Just have a quick look. You see it's been in a downtrend on the daily. Just really some undulations. See the earnings here. It didn't do well in the earnings, and it just kind of downtrended. So not every earnings thing works. Obviously, if a company has to have good earnings. This one caused the earnings caused the price to go down, which isn't a good start. You want the earnings to be green and go up. Even still, back in October, it still struggled. So let's see, earnings here. Again, we didn't get that profit surge that you'd hope for. It doesn't work 100% of the time, so I think at the moment Nate's win rate on profit surge trader is about 85 to 90% on the main one ticker payouts that are every Monday. So with that, I hope you have had a better understanding for you people that are just new to the service. Feel free to email me any questions. I'll put my email in the description below, and you can send me an email. Alright guys, hopefully that's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.